there's new things to be found. Malaysia, year of the festival. Now is the time for fascination. Malaysia, it's unforgettable. This is the year of endless celebrations. Malaysia, truly Asia. Banyak tarikan tersedia, tumpuan pelancong sedunia. Warna-warni Malaysia, jadikan destinasi Anda. Budaya tempat menarik, buat hati tertarik. Malaysia, year of the festival. Now is the time for fascination. Malaysia, it's unforgettable. This is the year of endless celebrations.
情之年，共享美好无时无刻。一起陪着难忘回忆，换今年度精彩的时刻。
A land of sunshine cultures, a perfect getaway. See the colors of Malaysia. There's no other place you wanna be. Malaysia, year of the festival. Now is the time for fascination. Malaysia, it's unforgettable. This is the year of endless celebrations. Year of the festival. Now is the time for fascination. Celebrations. It's unforgettable. This is the year of endless celebrations.
Malaysia is situated just north of the equator between Thailand and Singapore. Malaysia is a federation of 13 states, with 11 on the Malaysian Peninsula and 2 on the island of Borneo. With a population of just over 27 million people, a low cost of living, and a year-round tropical climate, Malaysia remains a favorite destination for travelers the world over. Malaysia is a nation rich in diversities. One of the first places you'll notice this diversity is in the smiling faces of those waiting to greet you. Malaysia is truly a racial melting pot, where Malay, Indian, Chinese, and smaller ethnic groups live together in respectful harmony. Malaysia's diverse cultural heritage adds spice and color to every aspect of life here, from religions and festivals to culinary traditions and architecture. The national language is Malay, but English is widely spoken, making it a breeze for travelers to find their way around and to get to know the locals. Malaysia is also a country of awe-inspiring geographical diversity. Looking for unspoiled beaches and clear tropical waters? In Malaysia, some of the world's most pristine islands and marine habitats await you. Feel the need to rise above the mundane everyday world? Come, let your spirit soar among highland hideaways and mist-shrouded mountains. Longing for a little adventure? Explore some of the Earth's steamiest jungles, wildest rivers, and longest cave systems. Malaysia is a land of natural diversity. As one of the 12 most biologically diverse countries in the world, Malaysia is a treasure trove of amazing natural richness and beauty. 70% of the country's land area remains forested, and the country is a world leader in conservation and sustainable tourism programs. Malaysia is a place of diverse experiences. For active travelers, there are endless ways to enjoy the Malaysian outdoors. Tee off on some of the world's most beautiful golf courses. Explore endless trekking trails or kayak up the river into valleys, forests and jungles that most people will only ever experience in nature magazines. Then, there are those urban jungles to explore. In Malaysia, the past and the future sit side by side. Some of the new world's most celebrated architectural creations rise above proud historic districts that have changed little for decades. Malaysians love to shop, and the country is packed with modern plazas, quaint shophouses, and sprawling markets. From designer fashions and electronics to exquisite tribal handicrafts and antiques, Malaysia is the place for bargain hunters. There are thousands of temples and places of worship that dazzle the senses and soothe the soul, as well as health and beauty spas waiting to rejuvenate the mind, body, and spirit. Malaysia is a land with a culture as diverse as those who come to experience it. And those who come to visit often return. Because no two visits to Malaysia are quite the same.
One of the smallest and most densely populated countries in the world, Singapore is a breeze to explore. Nothing is more than an hour away from the central business district. Built at the crossroads of maritime trading routes, for well over a century, Singapore was the jewel in Britain's empire. When the city became a republic in 1965, few thought a country with so few resources and of vastly different ethnic groups could succeed. But succeed it has, on an unimaginable scale. Singapore today is one of the 4 Asian economic tigers, a futuristic bridge between East and West. Yet despite blossoming into one of the great global cities, Singapore is a nation that still cherishes its Asian traditions. Once filled with trading houses and opium dens, Chinatown's historic shophouses have been transformed into restaurants, boutique hotels, and gift shops. Pick up a good luck charm in the Pagoda Street Market, or find a few moments of quiet reflection at the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. Across town, Little India crams all the colours, scents and gods of the Indian subcontinent into just a few city blocks. While in the nearby Malay and Muslim quarter of Kampong Glam, the streets are a treasure trove of handicrafts from the Arabian world. One thing unites all Singaporeans: food. It's the national obsession. For an authentic Singaporean makan experience, follow the satay smoke to the nearest hawker centre. For more upscale dining, head to the bright lights of Boat and Clarke Quays. Despite Singapore's high urban density, the island is incredibly fertile. They say if you stick a broom handle into the soil, it will flower overnight. Escape the heat and enter a world of colour at the Singapore Botanic Gardens and the National Orchid Garden. for a slightly wilder experience, explore the jungle paths of the Bukit Timah Nature Reserve. Singapore's animal residents are a pretty diverse bunch too. Famed for its forest setting, the Singapore Zoo is home to over 300 species, including the world's largest captive colony of orangutans. While the Jurong Bird Park has been bringing human beings and bird life closer together for over 40 years. Singapore enjoys a hot tropical climate. When the cooling afternoon rains come, indulge in that other Singaporean obsession, shopping. Orchard Road offers miles of retail indulgence. For a change of pace, head to the Bugis markets to really rub shoulders with bargain hunting locals. When it's time to unwind, climb aboard a cable car to Sentosa, an island playground filled with resorts, theme parks, beaches and bars. At Sentosa's western tip is Fort Siloso, a vivid reminder of Singapore's darkest days during World War II. Closer to town is Singapore's big backyard, East Coast Park. This 10-mile recreational park is lined with bike paths and beaches and is proof that busy Singaporeans do know how to kick back and relax. A little further east is Changi Beach. From here, catch a bumboat to the island of Pulau Ubin for a taste of kampung life that has all but vanished on the mainland. Pulau Ubin's quiet beaches, mangroves and wetlands are a world away from the buzz of modern Singapore. But you don't need to ride a bumboat to head back in time. Simply step through the doors of Raffles Hotel and order a Singapore Sling. Many of history's greatest adventurers and writers have cooled off in Raffles' legendary bars. In the 21st century, Singapore is attracting the world's most adventurous architectural minds. Marina Bay shines like something from a science fiction blockbuster, while Gardens by the Bay shows the endless possibilities of mankind's flowering imagination. Welcome to Singapore, where the future is only ever a few steps away from the past. A destination that proves that with unity, diversity and daring, even the smallest of places can grow into a giant. Hong Kong is located on the southern coast of the People's Republic of China. The former British colony consists of three main areas: the New Territories, the Kowloon Peninsula, and Hong Kong Island. Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated places on the planet. Its dramatic cityscapes cling to the hillsides and the edges of its spectacular harbour. Hong Kong is the embodiment of yin and yang, the Chinese concept of balance. It is filled with neighbourhoods that resonate with Chinese and colonial tradition, while its soaring skylines look boldly towards the future. For visitors, Hong Kong offers some of the world's most intense shopping, sightseeing and dining experiences. Yet moments of stillness await at every turn. Faith is an integral part of local life. Everywhere you go, you'll smell the scent of incense wafting from shrines. Hong Kong has over 600 places of worship, from small neighborhood temples to hilltop complexes like the 10,000 Buddhist Monastery. In Hong Kong, shopping is almost a religion too. From opulent malls to the bustling markets of Temple Street and Lady Street, tax-free Hong Kong is heaven for bargain hunters. At the tip of the Kowloon Peninsula is Tsim Sha Tsui, an area filled with classic neighborhoods. Take a stroll along the Tsim Sha Tsui Promenade, which overlooks Victoria Harbour, one of the busiest and most scenic ports in the world. The promenade is home to some of the territory's premier arts institutions, like the Museum of Art and the Hong Kong Cultural Centre. From the promenade, hop aboard a historic Star Ferry for the short crossing to Hong Kong Island. Explore the malls and futuristic architecture of Hong Kong's main business district, Central. Then take the tram to the island's highest mountain, Victoria Peak. At the Peak Tower, meet some of the giants of history, politics and popular culture at Madame Tussauds. Then head up to the observation deck for the best views in Hong Kong. Looking down upon the skyscrapers and apartment towers, you might wonder how so many people can live in such a tightly packed area. Yet Hong Kong offers plenty of green spaces too. Take a stroll around Lugard Road to experience the peak's dense woodlands. While closer to Earth, Hong Kong's urban centres feature pockets of peace everywhere. There's the wide open spaces of Victoria Garden, the hillside tranquility of Hong Kong Garden, and the birdsong of the Polin Street Bird Garden. Kowloon's walled city park is a gateway into the world of classic Qin dynasty design and features statues of the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac. Outside the urban areas, visitors are often surprised to learn that over 40% of Hong Kong's territory has been designated as national park. Thanks to Hong Kong's excellent public transport system, quiet beaches, sparsely populated islands, and wild places are never more than a short ride away. From Hong Kong Island's central business district, take the half-hour bus ride to the tranquil beaches of Chek O, or jump on a ferry to the traffic-free Lama Island and spend the day swimming, exploring villages, and hiking its many trails. Lantau is one of the largest of Hong Kong's 250 islands. Take the 25-minute cable car ride to the mountaintop village of Nong Ping. Here you'll find the Polin Monastery and one of Hong Kong's biggest attractions, the Tian Tan Buddha. After paying your respects at the Big Buddha, seek a little enlightenment along the Wisdom Path, a trail dedicated to centuries-old Buddhist scripture, the Heart Sutra. Down on Lantau's western coast, lose yourself in the narrow laneways of Tai O. This village has been home to fishing families for generations. The ramshackle stilt houses are a favorite with photographers, and its dried seafood is highly prized by cooks from all over Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, no matter how far you roam, you're never more than an hour away from your hotel room. At the end of the day, let the outdoor escalators on Central carry you up to the mid-level neighborhoods. Cruise the fashionable bars of Soho, then choose a restaurant in the popular dining district of Lan Kwai Fong. Hong Kong is a place of contrasts after dark too. Enjoy the bustle of the night markets, or just sit back and relax by the cool of the harbour. That's pure yin and yang. That's pure Hong Kong.